Let's play some hockey.
You are watching Gouche Live featuring Paul Rosen. Hey, listen, I got the Flying Frenchman on today. It's brought to you by, of course, the Hockey News, Sports Illustrated, and, of course, those good people at Paramount Sports Management. What a great show. It's going to be a heck of one. We got him on, Francois Landerville out of Montreal, and then we're going to go right into Darren Banks. We're going to be talking about, of course, Black History Month and his rise to the top playing, and obviously some of the controversies that came along with that. Thursday, Kurt Browning will be here, a champion of champions. Obviously, people know him as of late with Blades of Steel. Power of the Blades, of course. And you know what? We're going to really talk about his experience and, of course, what he's done throughout his time frame. He is an entertainer pure, and we love him for that. And we're really looking forward to having him. Listen, I would go on about all of his great things that he's done. Of course, it's Battle of the Blades that he was on. He was also skating with the celebrities and all the championships. So I'm really excited about talking with him. And then Friday, it's a quarter of the season's done. So it's a report. We want to make sure it's a report. Stephen Ellis will be here from the Hockey News. And as you know, this Saturday, Sunday, and Monday, there will be no Gouche Live. We will be taking the weekend off. We're doing a paint job. We're making Gouche Live better than ever. And we'll let you in on that in a little bit. All right. Hopefully, Paul will be with us. Obviously, he's just dealing with some illness. All right. Here we go. It is the Flying Frenchman. Francois.
Good afternoon, Gouche.
Battle of the Blades. Don't forget that. Kurt Browning. Unbelievable. And he's also got a new project with my good friend Brad Thorpe. We'll be talking about that ISOFIT program they got. It's unbelievable. All right. What's going on with you? Let's get right into it. Let me give you a couple of suggestions of what's going on.
I can give you a couple if you want.
I'm going to start off right now. Billy postponed tonight.
Mm-hmm. Well, there's a lot of games that are postponed, and that just tells you that the new rules or the new COVID that they're trying to put there, like getting rid of the glass behind the benches, and obviously something's not working. So, and I don't know what's the difference between what we're doing here in Canada versus the US, but there's in the North Division, there's not one game has been postponed yet. So,
Francois.
Yep.
Francois, it's the water. We have better water. Listen, Blues absolutely. Blues and Wild are shut down. Avs versus Phoenix. Obviously, that's going to play a role on OV's pursuit, as Val's let us know. Father of Time may catch up to him, but that's for a whole other debate. Positive note. The weighted debut tonight for the Winnipeg Jets, Pierre-Luc Dubois. Your thoughts?
Yeah, and I've seen the coaches when Dubois walked into the Jets, the Winnipeg Jets arena, and the coach greeted him and he invited him in his office, and he told Dubois, "I'm so happy that you're here," and he looked interested in the kid. Have you spoken to your parents and this and that? And I think he made Dubois feel right at home. And honestly, I'm not surprised. I mean, Winnipeg is a great organization. They're taking care of their players. I think he's going to fit just well there. And I'm not surprised if it had a lot of ice time tonight.
All right. So then we have to go to from the positive to possibly the negative. Patrick Laine, minutes yesterday. First period, 7 minutes and 7 seconds. Second period, 4 minutes and 7 seconds. And in the third period, as Torts would say it, I'm sick and tired of hearing about the Dubois Laine trade. I'm going to sit his ass on the bench. Sorry, sit his bum on the bench.
Disclaimer. You know what? It didn't take that long, eh? So, Laine I think he was sat on the bench for the whole third period and half of the second period. And
Yes.
is it a coincidence? But Mikko Koivu also announced his retirement today. So
I'm not
it's not
sure. Yeah, that's a good point.
it's not going well in Columbus, and I think the days of Torts are counted right now. I don't think he's going to last very long. I mean, it's unbelievable. Like if you look at Liney with the points he's had, I think he's got 6 points, and since he's been there, and benching that kind of a kid there, no, he's not going to last.
All right. Well, they're bringing the new out with the old, all that sort of stuff. So out in the old with Pittsburgh, new obviously is Ryan Hextall will be announced as the new general manager, and Brian Burke as president of hockey operations. My thoughts of Crosby being traded have been vanished. They bring 50 years of NHL management experience and respect. The only thing I got to say about Burke is truculence. And I'm telling you, I'm going to get him a clip-on tie so it's done up every time he does his press conference.
But you know what, Gouche? This is very interesting because you're mentioning, you're talking about Crosby not being traded. Okay, fine. But what are they going to do with Malkin? So eventually they're going to have to split those two guys. I think Malkin's going to get traded.
Trade him.
Trade me right now.
Yep.
And but this is very interesting because in that division, the rivalry between Philly and Pittsburgh is huge. I mean, and Extall was with Philly for a long time as a general manager, and he knows the ins and outs of Philly. So I think that's going to become extremely interesting. And as of for Burke, he's been around. I mean, he was president of hockey operations for the Flames before joining Sportsnet. Remember the old-time Whalers, Hartford Whalers, the Canucks, the Ducks, and the Leafs. So he's been around. He knows the players in that league. Is it going to help? I mean, Jim Rutherford, I think, did a pretty good job. Won 2 Stanley Cups for Pittsburgh, but I think it's a good. It's going to be a good change for Pittsburgh. Honestly,
All right.
It's going to be interesting.
I see my good friend Darren Banks. He's a little bit busy. I see him in the green room. He's putting $1 down on Black 29 at his hotel. I see him doing it right now. We're going to see if we win any money off this one. Hey, listen, really quickly before we let you go, really important is the fact that tough gig in Columbus right now, but also important. Here's a crazy one. Anthony, all the way from Tasmania, Australia, saying Liney for Malcolm. And then Bobby B says, no way. And Bobby, it's funny because Bobby said, or I think it was Ballard said Dubois being released from COVID protocol yesterday, and now it'll be, and then Bobby B says, yeah, and Liney will also be released. We thought, what the heck's he talking about? He was saying released from his contract in Columbus.
No, forget
Bobby
it.
B, we love it. We love it. All right, Barry. Hey, listen, I know you've got a big, huge event coming on this weekend, the Rink of Dreams Winter Classic. I hope it's going to take off. We're going to be there. We're going to make sure that we're talking everything Rink of Dreams on Saturday. Hey, Francois, I know you got to run. Thank you. We're going to have you back on this week. Those Montreal Flames, those Montreal
Canadians.
I once did that with Keith Primo. I had him. It was a big crowd, 15,000 people, Sydney Arena. In Sydney, Australia. Keith gets up. I got the microphone. He's standing right beside me. And ladies and gentlemen, number 25 from your Philadelphia Flames. Because Wayne played with the Flames. And Keith, oh my God, I wanted to crawl under the rug. But we will be talking with you about your Montreal Canadiens. A little slip up against Ottawa. And so I look forward to getting you back on and talking everything Habs.
All right. Thanks, guys. See you later.
Thanks, buddy.
Where's the sound? I can't hear you. I don't hear anything.
Banksy.
There you are.
Listen, I've got a brand new executive producer that's supposed to be taking care of me. He obviously isn't. I left myself on mute. So I want to just say this before we get on with you, buddy. One of the best, you're a big personality, and I didn't mean that by your weight. I send the grievances to Val. I did say to you, did you put a buck down on 29 black?
No pucks. No. This is actually a slot area. I'm in the high limit slot area today.
High limit?
High limits.
Okay, well, that's why I'm not involved. It's high rollers. Hey, listen, Banksy, I don't know if you heard, obviously, with our sound little issue we had the flying Frenchman from Montreal, Francois Landerville. And he says Torts is gone. Do you think Torts is going to keep his job? We'll get right into it right there.
No.
The hot seat.
No, it's not Torts. The issue, I think, is Laine. He's a coach killer. He was killing him in Ottawa. Or in Winnipeg. I can't imagine what kind of teammate he is. I don't know what's going on with that kid, but it's not Torts. They got to move that player.
Hey, everybody's telling me I was on mute. Maybe that was a better thing. Hey, listen, Darren, we can't thank you for joining us. Obviously, it's Black History Month in the NHL. It's great to have you on. I met you in Amsterdam. You're one of those personalities. You're so much fun to hang with. I haven't been down to the new hotel. The name of the new hotel is?
Circa.
I love it. Are you guys open for business? Like, is it just let's go and roll?
Oh, yeah. We've been open. The D in the Golden Gate opened in June. And then Circa opened, we opened the casino, the pool, and the sports book in November. And a month later, we opened the hotel.
So you're open for business. Everything's cool. Obviously, you watched the Super Bowl. How were the numbers? Did we do well?
Yeah, well, the sports book itself, since we own the sports book, we did well with Tampa Bay winning. There was a big swing going the other way if KC won, but the numbers were great. A lot of people came out. Our Circa pool, if you get a chance to go on the website and take a look at the pool, every spot was sold out. Everything was sold out. But we couldn't have a party per se, so we had little areas that were blocked off.
Could you give us Val put the website up so people can go and look at this incredible place? Val and I, we're going to do our show one day, Gouche Live, down there with you, Banksy. We'll be right in the middle of the pool with pina coladas and all those crazy things that I see you do down there. So we're excited about that. Hey, listen, talk to us a little bit about the GOAT. Obviously, I'm the GOAT of not very much. You're the GOAT of just being Banksy. And, of course, the GOAT, having 7 Super Bowl rings. How impressive is that? You were a high-level athlete. You know what it takes just to get there. But this guy's not only got there, he stayed there and has proven us all wrong with Father of Time. Your thoughts on him?
Oh, yeah. The first thing is, hey, the guy who's in New England, everyone thought it was Belichick. Well, now he goes to a new team, and the first year he goes to the team, they win the Super Bowl. Like, the guy is amazing. I've never met him personally, but his, the way he stays in shape, he worries about his body, he takes care of himself. He's just an amazing player, and he's proved it again. I'm happy for him. I don't know how many more of these things he can possibly win, but nobody else is going to beat the record he just created.
He said, I'm sorry, I'm fooling around with my producer there. Hey, listen, Banksy, he says he's going for 8. And I think he can do it. And I think nobody should be upset or sad for Mahomes. He's going to be around for a long time. No, I don't think there's anybody. It's like the Gretzky record. Will it ever be broken? Obviously, Ovi's the only one that can maybe catch him in the goals. But with what's going on in the NHL, and we'll talk about that in a few minutes, like a little bit later in this interview, about what's going on in the NHL today. But obviously, Father of Time is going to catch up. And I just don't think he's going to make it. Now, listen, before we get into, obviously, your career and obviously you coming up as a youth, and obviously with Black History Month. You know, there's some great people that we got to talk about. What are the odds on Torts versus Liney battle? That's coming from Val. Like, can we book anything? Like, can we? I know that they had. Okay, let me ask you this one. I know they had a bet on how long the national anthem would be. Did it go over or under?
You know what's funny? I didn't see the prop bet, but like the heads and tails, every year I've picked heads, and finally I won. I was the most excited guy probably running around. I won on the heads bet this year, so that was big. But we had 373 prop bets at Circa, and they were constantly, if you wrote at the pool, they would pop the bets up as they came along, right? So, you know, I had 3 and out for Tampa Bay to start the game, you know, so I won a big one on that one. So
holy child, yeah. Hey,
listen.
Yeah, go.
No, I'm the prosecutor here. They asked me about what they want for football bets. I don't know. I have no idea.
Yeah. Hey, listen, are you allowed to place bets and stuff?
Not at the casino, no. I just make my bets somewhere else.
All right. So you can't put $1 on 29 today, then, is what you're telling me.
I could go to another casino and do it.
No, for $1, honestly, don't waste your time. Hey, listen, the anthem was 2 minutes and 17 seconds, and they said no longer than 2 minutes. I should have bet on it. And tell us about the weekend. How cool was he?
He was cool, but I think you either thought it was great or you thought it was horrible. I don't think there was anybody going, oh, that was okay. I watched it. It was different. I mean, it was no Shakira and J-Lo.
Of course. No, of course not. Hey, I was moving to it. I knew some of the songs, so I enjoyed it. All right, let's get into Darren Banks. Darren, I met you in Amsterdam. I had never met you prior to that. And I'll tell you what, we had a blast. Even though it was kind of a crazy event, we certainly had a blast. And you're a big personality. So talk to us about, obviously, it being Black History Month in the NHL. And, you know, we talk about it for a month and that. It shouldn't be a big deal because it should be talked about all the time of the contribution that you guys have made. I love you. I loved Herb Carnegie, the story about Willie O'Ree, but it shouldn't be that we talk about it just one time a year. You know, there's other guys. Obviously, here's a great picture of Willie O'Ree. You know, obviously the accolades that he's getting and stuff. Talk to us about you personally. Was it as difficult as people make it out to be? Great picture. We'll hang on to that picture. I want to talk to Banksy about him for a second. Banksy, tell us, how did you feel? No, get rid of the picture. I want to see that beautiful face of Banksy. Banksy, tell us about your upbringing. How'd you get in hockey and how'd you go through minor hockey? And then, of course, you know, you played in a bunch of leagues. We'll talk about that in a sec. Walk us through that, please.
Starting off with hockey for me was my mother taught me how to skate when I was 3 years old. So she would take me out to the park, and back home in Canada, they used to just flood the park and you would go out and play and skate. And I didn't play organized hockey. My father knew nothing about it, him being American. So I just played out in the park, and then my dad got in a serious car accident. So it was kind of like I would skate, but no one was really around. My mother was kind of out of it because my young sister had passed away. So I just learned how to play like that. And then neighbors started seeing me skating out there and mentioned to my parents, why don't you put them into hockey? And they were like, we don't know how to go about it. And next, I'm playing hockey and I'm excelling. I'm doing well. And I'm like one of the better players on the team. But I was a good athlete. So I played every sport out there. But I loved hockey. That's my number one sport. I loved it. Kept playing. And just after that, it was just one thing after another. And I had a goal set in my mind that I wanted to play in the NHL, and I was going to do it no matter how, what I had to go through. There was a lot of different things. Discriminated a little bit when I was younger. I got cut from the travel team after I was a captain on the team the year before, and discouraged. I didn't know if I was going to play hockey anymore. And my dad said, "Don't worry about the little things. Little things will take care of themselves." And that year I played in 2 leagues. I played in Detroit and in Windsor at the same time.
Jesus. So obviously the color of your skin, you believe, made a difference? Like people actually took another player because he was one color and you were another?
It started with the coach. So it was,
right.
He made his decision, and my parents, I was crying like a baby, and my dad's like, don't worry about it. Don't worry about little things. Don't worry about little things. Do what
Love
you
that.
want to do. And they backed me 100% at anything I wanted to do. My father would work double shift if he had to get me that next skate that I wanted. And, you know, it worked. It ended up working out.
Hey, listen, before we bring up that great picture, you played in the IHL. That was your first pro, 1989-90, Fort William Comets. Tell us about that first experience of being in the pros.
You know, it's funny. I was in Winston-Salem and then Knoxville, and then I finally got the call up to the I, and I knew I had to go different steps. You know, I wasn't drafted, and actually during my draft year, didn't really think about it. Right, it was just, you know, if I would have got drafted, I'd have been surprised. So. Like I said, I took the long route, but, you know, going to the I, and it was just like another step. I wasn't thinking nothing about it. It wasn't a big deal. You know, it wasn't like I achieved anything. And then, you know, finally I get that call, the Boston Bruins in the summer. Well, you know, I signed with Calgary and I played some exhibition games and thought I had a chance. And then I broke my jaw, so I kind of slowed it down. And then the next year I got the opportunity with Boston.
Hey, listen, obviously then you bounced around. You were in the East Coast Hockey League and then the AHL. And in 1992-93, you got the chance to go up to the Boston Bruins. Walk us through your first shift. Tell us how you were in was it in Boston Gardens?
Yeah, it was in Boston Gardens against Hartford Whalers.
All right, walk us through it.
To be honest with you, I don't remember my first shift at all. But I remember the game a little bit. I got some past memories, things I don't remember all the time. But parts of the game, I lost my mind out there. I was going crazy. I was running every guy. I was trying to fight everybody. I was trying, you know, just one of those games for me. And, you know, one of the guys that I fought was Scott Daniels. And to this day, he likes to tease me and go, "You jumped me." And I'm like, "I jumped you?" I had a whistle. After they dropped the face-off, and he said, "Let's go." And I said, "All right." And he called that jumping him. But he laughs about it all the time.
Yeah, that's fantastic. Hey, great stories, of course. Listen, a question from on the right-hand side, we get people making comments. Have you ever met Fergie Jenkins? He was an excellent hockey player, but decided to play baseball instead.
Believe it or not, Fergie Jenkins is a cousin of my mother. So I knew him as a young kid. I met him back home, and I met him when I was playing baseball. I kind of met him a little bit. But, yeah, I met Fergie when I was younger.
Well, here's a great picture of you in the Boston Bruins jersey. You got to be so proud, buddy. You know, some people say, I always joke around with Wayne, our buddy Cowley, you know, always joke around, "Hey, how many minutes you play in the NHL? 57 more than you did, Gouche." So some people would say, "Oh, my God, he only played 20 games National Hockey League." No. Darren Banks played in the NHL. Doesn't matter how many minutes you got there. So really proud of you when you know, people talk like that. Listen, Al Kerr's asking a question. Darren, what was it like playing with Chris Gavardaris and Scott Hollis in Adirondack?
Oh, I remember Scott, good guy. I mean, we had a lot of fun there. And I don't remember the first name that you said. I'm not sure who that was, but
I don't know it either. I've never.
But Scott Hollis, I think I also played with him in Vegas, and I kind of keep in contact with some of these guys. I try to find them on Twitter or Facebook or whatever, Instagram, and so it's one of the things I've been pretty constant is trying to contact old players.
Hey, listen, you're looking really good. I love the look. And, of course, my buddy out in Melbourne, remember you did our little video for us? Sure hope Val can find that out of our archives. Look at this one. Love the jacket. I was going to say, what a great-looking jacket.
Yeah, I love fashion. I'm constantly buying stuff, and I'll wear just about anything. I mean, they think Don Cherry wears some crazy stuff, but I'm not wearing a tie. I don't wear ties.
No.
I gave that up a long time ago.
Hey, we'd be really concerned about you in a dart game. Love a dot-to-dot game. That's funny. All right, listen, obviously you being down in Vegas, the new team's there. What's going on with that? Are you excited about it? Good team. Darren Millard. Has Darren Millard been into the casino yet?
I think he's been down here with a couple of the other guys, some of the other broadcasters and stuff, but he has been by.
All right, I got to make sure that he gets down there and puts $2 on 29 Black. So what do you think of the Vegas team? You liking it?
Yeah, I like it. I mean, that first year was an amazing year. And there was a lot of fans here, not a lot, but there was a lot of people here thought, well, why didn't they win the Stanley Cup? And why aren't they doing that again? And I go, well, what has Toronto Maple Leafs done? They've been in the league for I don't know how many years, and they haven't been there since, I think, 50 years now. It's not an easy thing to do. It's a tough thing to do. And but the Vegas team, they work hard. They've had a great coach in Gerard Gallant, and now they have Pete DeBoer, another good coach. And they play like a team that's been together for a long time. And I mean, Mark Stone was a huge addition here. He makes a difference every single game he plays.
Yeah. Zach Whitecloud, obviously a Winnipegger. I know you're born up here in Toronto, obviously seeing some good Winnipeg blood there, obviously from my side, being native, Métis. It's great to see the league is being very much diverse. I know we've gone through this Black Lives Matter thing. It's been horrific. And I think it's time for us to listen. We're all the same. You're just a better hockey player than I am, and I don't make it because you're too good. That's all. It should be our discussion about that sort of stuff. Listen, I wanted to show a picture of some of the guys, obviously, in the National Hockey League today. There's a great picture, all the boys from the Flyers with Willie O'Ree. Obviously, it's Emery, who we've lost, unfortunately. Simmons, who we've just lost in an accident. He broke his hand, or I think it was a wrist in Toronto, and of course, Bellemare. Tell us about your feelings now of seeing more guys getting the opportunity to play, and not just playing, they're playing at a high level. There's a great picture right there of Smith in Detroit, scored his first goal, and I think it was the first win for the Detroit Red Wings. And he's a player like you. He had the Gordie Howe hat trick. He scored a goal, had a fight. So that's fantastic.
Yeah, it's great to see these new players, young guys in the league of color, and winning Stanley Cups, and some of these players that make the difference on their team. You got a Seth Jones out there, lengthy,
unbelievable,
can fly around the rink, and PK Subban, what he did when he was in Montreal. Just a lot of good players. I'm glad to see it, and I'm glad now the NHL is kind of going into some of these bigger cities and the smaller ones and trying to get all youth. I don't mean just black kids. I mean Hispanic, Russian, no matter what they are, French. Getting them equipment so they can play hockey. I mean, it's an expensive sport, and a kid to play on a travel team nowadays, that's a big, big, big ticket for a parent nowadays. And if they can find ways for those kids, who are going to excel but don't have the money, somehow they can still play.
Yeah. So when you're growing up and you got into the AHL, East Coast League, and then, of course, into the National Hockey League, is there one guy you look back and say, wow, that was fantastic to hang with him?
Well, Tony Twist. I was on a show the other day, and we were talking about, it's Peter Rell. I was on a show with him, and they were asking about the toughest guy to ever fly. And I said, Tony Twist. And I knew of him, but I didn't know him. And it was like he was hitting me with a hammer. I was like, wow. But, unfortunately, I was bigger than he was. And every time he threw one of his haymakers, I just pushed him away, and he couldn't really reach me. So, I had 3 fights with him in 2 games, back-to-back games. So it was kind of set my tone of how I was going to play the rest of my career.
Yeah, no question. Hey, I want to go back to Herb Carnegie. Do you remember his career at all?
No. I've heard him. I've read a little bit about him, but I didn't know anything about him.
Have you ever met Willie O'Ree?
Oh, yeah, many a times. I met him in...
How fun. How beautiful a man is that?
Oh, yeah. And when you hear stories about his eye and had an eye injury and no one knew about it, and that he still played through it, and that he really couldn't see out of his on one eye, it was just amazing.
Yeah, there's a great picture of Jerome McGinley. I know you're on a great show coming up this Thursday night. I'm going to be watching. There's Willie O'Ree in his Hockey Hall of Fame induction. Obviously, the Hockey Time Machine with our good friend Kevin Shea and Paul Patskew and Laura Evans, Tony McKechnie, and a couple of guys are on it. How exciting is it for you to still be recognized in the league? Sometimes leagues just kind of push and banish their players, but it seems like we're, everything old is new. I'm a little bit older than you, so I'm glad that I'm still involved in hockey in any capacity. But you're still very active. Guys love you. And by the way, I hear you're a pretty good golfer, and you and I are going to golf one day together. I tell you.
Yeah, I forget the first part of your story, but
I know. I go around and I'm like you. I kind of forgot where I started. Obviously, you being still a part of the game. Like people love to see you. You're humorous. You're with everybody. How cool is it to still be a part of the family?
yeah, it's great. I mean, that's one thing about the hockey world. It's a very small community when you think about it in the long run, and the guys stick together. They stick with each other. And one thing as a small kid, as you get to and then you get into the pro hockey, people stay together. And it's a small fraternity, and I think it's great that hockey kind of reaches back sometimes and goes back to those older guys, because we're the ones that made for what these guys have got going nowadays. And hopefully they get a better TV deal one day, and we'll get more people, around the world watching hockey.
I want to touch upon that. Obviously, I firmly agree with what you've said. You guys laid the foundation for them. It doesn't mean they should just be stroking your checks, but you should be taken care of, because it was a tough battle back there, and you guys did such a great job in helping grow the game. The popularity has been unbelievable, and obviously you see what's going on today. Talk to me a little bit about the NHL today. Are you liking what's going on? Obviously, 2021 has been completely different than 2020 with the bubble. Now we've got games being canceled, but hopefully we're making them up with the Canadian division. How excited are you about the game right now?
I like the game. I mean, because it's really fast. The players are flying out there, but there's a lot of it I don't like. These slashing calls that referees are calling. I have a hard time believing that general managers can go through those meetings and go, we'll just keeping them making these calls where they don't even really contact each other, and a little stick on the hands, really one hand on a stick, and they're calling it slashing. I don't think it's right. The kids don't really have to earn their spot out there, where we had to earn it. And that's the biggest part of the game. But the pace of the game, these kids are more athletic than we were. They take care of themselves better than we did. It's amazing, but it's fun to watch. But they need to change. Do they want contact in the sport? It looks like they're trying to take it out. But then
Right.
The last couple of days I've been watching it. Guys have been fighting like crazy.
It's crazy. Yeah,
I'm like, they're bringing back, and I go, I don't care who you are, what kind of fan you are. You see a fight in a game, and I've seen it in many arenas. Fight goes on, and everybody watches it. Everybody cheers. Everybody goes crazy. Goal scored, the home team might cheer, but everyone gets out of their seat for a fight. And to take that out of the game, that's something that's been there forever. It's never really hurt nobody, but it did change the way teams would think. And kids, like I said, they don't earn anything out there anymore. They just do what they want. And coaches, I'd hate to be a coach. These poor guys, they just coddle them. They just coddle. If they push them away, they better have 2 hugs to give it back to them after. No mistake. If a kid makes a mistake, it's not a big deal. It's just like, okay, don't do that, Johnny. Go back out there. Back in our day, you make a mistake, sit down and think about what you just did.
Yeah, exactly. Hey, listen, I wanted to ask you about the speed of the game. Obviously, Mike Gardner, we had him on a couple last week, and that guy was fast, like legitimately fast. Do you think that, obviously we see the McDavids of the world now, and just incredible, like these guys are lightning fast. But in back when Gart's played, you couldn't make a 2-line pass, nor you had the red line. And obviously, in the old days, guys would latch on and it'd be like water skiing, just hanging on to the. Do you think that it's fair to say that they are that much faster? They are fast, there's no question. But would Gartner have been as fast as that had he not been hooked and held, and of course given that opportunity to come from the the hash marks and end up by the blue line in full stride picking the puck up?
I think Gardner would have been right up here with McDavid, but McDavid can stick handle as fast as he's skating, which I've never seen before. But then take Mario Lemieux with his reach. You can't grab him. We used to grab him. We'd be tugging. We'd be diving after him. It's hard to see where they would be. Where would Mario be if he could play in this league now, where you can't grab him? And how would McDavid be? Playing in back when we were playing, when you're hitting him all the time. The game's just changed the way, with the era, 2021 and this bubble with the COVID. I don't even understand this now. One guy gets it and the whole team can't play.
Yeah.
So, we're going to suspend those games. What's the point of having kids in the American League? What's the point of having a taxi squad if one guy on your team gets it and you're like, well, everybody else has to suffer because of one player? I don't understand that.
Yeah, good point. Hey, listen, obviously we've been talking about the game and the quickness, but one of the all-time greatest right here is a great picture, Grant Fuhrer. Look at the difference between the goaltender's equipment versus what they're shooting at. Now look at that. You could drive a bus through those set of legs. Now with the pads, they're so light. Any thoughts on that? Like you recall shooting against that?
Yeah, I mean, you could see the whole net back in the day, and now these guys are 6'7". They have big equipment, and you're like, you can't, and they still get 7 by them, and everybody's trying to block the shot, which I think is insane. Because let me play right now and go back at a point. A guy wants to block my shot, I'm shooting it off his teeth. Like, they don't think, and I've had talks with coaches. It's a Stanley Cup final. Guys don't want to hurt each other. Like, you're not hurting them to maim them, but you're hurting them to knock them out of the game. If my buddy went down in front of me, I'm putting it into his chest. He doesn't do that again. Now they're not willing to do that to win the ultimate trophy. They're not willing to do it.
Hey, listen, before we let you go, obviously it's Black History Month. We're with Darren Banks. You're watching Gouche Live, brought to you by the good people at the Hockey News and Sports Illustrated, of course, featuring Paul Rosen. Listen, I wanted to go in the final part. It's a great question from Bobby B, big supporter. But Darren, do you believe the NHL is doing enough from a diversity and inclusion perspective?
I think they're trying. They're trying, but they got to do more. You can't just turn a deaf ear to it or listen to it today and then forget about it tomorrow. But I think they're trying.
Listen, last question is, best rink to play in. Where did you just say, wow, I'm here, I've made it?
Oh, the Forum for sure. That was Canadian kid playing, and Toronto Maple Leaf Gardens. I mean, I only played in all the old buildings, so I never played any of the new ones. But to play there as a Canadian kid, it was just like, what? It's just happened. And then, they go to Edmonton, and they had the fastest ice in the whole league. And it was like, I'm flying out here. I'm Mark Messier, and it was amazing to play in those rinks. And then to go to Chicago and have to walk up those stairs, it was like an eternity. Don't have a sore leg or you'd never make it back up.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, as we let you go, we want to thank you so much for all that you do. You anytime I need you, you're always there to help support. I want to thank you for joining us today. Final words on obviously what we need to do to not just in sport but in life. How do we all come together? How do we, other than coming to the casino and winning some cash, how do we make this stuff go away? Like it's time. It's 2021.
You got to accept people for who they are and whatever their religion or their background is, and not try to be so different. We can all get along. I mean, I see it in a hockey rink where every type of religion and creed is in there, and we get along to be a team. There's no reason why everybody in this world can't be the same, but they have to make an effort, and that's the biggest thing is making an effort, try to change, and it doesn't matter who you are.
All right. Do you still like getting out and playing? Do you play all? It's quite tough in Vegas right now to play. I know you're on the golf course. Every time I'm calling you, get you on. Hey, Gouche, I can't. I'm just teeing off on hole 9. Oh no, I'm on the 11th now. No, I'm on the 15th.
Yeah, golf as much as I can, but I actually play hockey twice a week. I mean, I played today.
Really?
Yeah, I was out there with the young kids today trying to chase them around.
Oh, that's fantastic. Hey, listen, I can't thank you enough, buddy. You are one of those guys we love to have back. I'll talk to you in a couple of weeks as this goes on. We'll talk about the Las Vegas Golden Knights, as my friend says it, the Winnipeg Golden Knights. And I can't wait till this all opens up so we can get down and visit you at your hotel, buddy. Good man.
Thank you very much for having me again.
No, thank you. I'll be watching you Thursday night. Don't forget, Hockey Time Machine this Thursday night with Kevin Shea. Looking forward to it, Banksy.
See ya.
Bye-bye. Hey, listen, I had an opportunity to be with Banksy in Amsterdam. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. He is so fun to be around. And so I look forward to having him on the show a couple more times. Hey, I know Val's coming up. We're going to be talking a little bit of what's going on in the NHL as far as scores go. But I just do want to shout out to my buddy Clive. I see you're back in the hospital, buddy. Thoughts and prayers with you. I hope you're back on your feet really quickly. Miss you and can't wait to get over to Melbourne. And of course, our buddy Aaron. Go Knights, go. Listen, want to get you on, Aaron, next week. You're coming on the show. I want you on the show, and we get a perspective of you over in Melbourne, Australia, what you think the people of Australia think about the NHL right at this moment. All right, Val, get up here, kid.
I got to say, I thought you were jumping from team to team to team. I mean, Aaron's gone from the Knights to Chicago to the Leafs, I think. So which team is it?
Would you not? Would you, hey, Bauer, EJ, what's going on? Would you not jump from the Chicago Blackhawks too? No,
Yeah.
Paul.
Right
Paul's
now, yes, right now. Because I would jump. Hold on. I would jump from the Red Wings to the Knights. Yes.
Oh, you're like that.
No, I'm not. I'm just the theme of the show.
Okay, you can always have a tie. All right, let's get into it. What do we got? How did I do last night?
All right.
Yeah.
So wait. Hold on. I went 5-0. You went 4-1. So I'm actually catching up to you, just like Ovi's chasing Brett Hall. So I shall catch you this season.
I doubt it. All right, because I'll cheat. I'll start getting an eraser. I agree with you, buddy. Aaron Kuzak, I love the game. I love them all to win. Love every game. All right.
Sure.
What do we got?
All right, so tonight we're gonna go back to Detroit, Florida, since Detroit beat them last night. So let's go with that one. Wings, Panthers.
I'm gonna go. Panthers are gonna make up for that loss. Unfortunately, you know I love you, buddy, but I think it's gonna be a 5-2 win for the Panthers.
5-2.
Oh, who are they going in with net there? I bet you my buddy's not there.
It's not. I don't think Darren's in net tonight.
I heard they said they were going to make a change.
I think. Oh, can I come back to this one?
Yeah, Val's all over it. Which one is it? You can come back. Okay, move on. You can come back to it.
Okay, let's go to Edmonton, Ottawa. Beautiful game last night between for Mike Smith come and return, and round 2 for Edmonton and Ottawa.
A lot of dancing going on.
What?
There was a lot of dancing in that game right off the bat.
Yes, that's right. A couple of tilts. I gotta say,
Val is all over it. You're not all over it if you can't keep up, kid.
I gotta say, Kachuk taking the offer to fight Cassian and then backing out where the other guy stepped in. I think that's kind of a bit of a turtle move in my books. But oh well, what are you gonna do?
I love this statement. Get off the fence, Val. Hurry up. Here's another one. If you're a Hawks man, you need a second team. And always go for the underdogs. Leafs for Tony, Jets for Gouche. He's right. Okay, I'll give you that one. All right, let's see who's got Florida 4-2.
All right.
Ooh, look at this. Robbie Wine. The Florida
Panthers
are hungry. You've been to Tim Hortons too many times. That's your problem there, Robbie. You want one of those Big Macs.
For sure. 3-2 cents.
And there you go.
That's a good one. 3-2 cents. Oh, I don't know. That might actually happen.
Jump off the fence. Go back to Detroit right now. Quick, you got to say it. Detroit.
4-1 Detroit.
Oh, Jesus.
I'll stick with my team.
All right, Sens. Have we done the Sens?
No, we've been jumping on and off the fence. So.
Well, everybody's look at Edmonton 4-3 overtime.
Oh, really? Wow.
Ottawa 4-1. And I'm going to go 4-3 Ottawa.
Really?
Yeah, I think they're going to come. I think it's going to be a good game tonight. I think it's going to be tight. I just don't think Edmonton's not playing the greatest hockey. I think Smith back in net. I doubt it. Koskin. I think we should just that's it. I'm going 4-3 Ottawa.
They did win 3-1. It should have been 3-0 because they actually scored on their own net. So
Schnitzel to score too. It's Stutz. I know I say names wrong, but I'm never going to say Tim Schnitzel. It's Tim Stutzla. Don't get me thrown off my own show. Hey, Bobby D.
Hold on.
Now I'm going to call Bobby D, not Bobby B. Well, he's going with Detroit 2-1.
Don't try to make friends with me again, Bobby. Don't try to make friends with me. 13-0 or 17-2. What was it?
1, I think it was.
Probably.
All right, Bobby B, Edmonton 3-2.
I got 4-1 Edmonton. I don't think Murray played horrible yesterday. So
love, not lover.
Let's move on to Jets Flames. Oh, sorry.
The guest you bring on. Yeah, he said love, not lover. Thanks, Al. Thanks for joining us. All right, last one.
Jets Flames. Dubois makes his debut.
I'm holding on. Bobby B, I want to see you before I do anything.
Did you hear what I said? I said Dubois makes his debut. That's pretty bad.
I know it is, but he'll always be a schnitz to us. God, I hope it's
Aaron, hold on. This one's for you, Aaron. Hold on. Where is it? There you go, Aaron. We're just having fun.
Okay, and Schnitz agent, grievances go to Val.
Where's that one again? So there we go. There we go.
Yeah, Bobby B, I love it.
Sorry, Bobby. What was that?
4-2 Winnipeg. Like you go.
There we go. All right, and then we got Alan Kerr 3-2 Flames.
Al, I used to like you. You're in trouble now.
And Aaron is jumping on the airplane and going with the Jets 4-1.
I hope they put gas in the tank.
And then Robert Flames because they're hot, not just their name.
Robbie, you got big issues. Okay, listen. Last thing before we let you all go. Will Dubois sit on the bench for the third period or will he score? Woo! Thanks, Bobby's thinking me. Love it. Pair of goals tonight. I say he scores. I don't think he gets 2. I think he gets 1. There's the marketing idea for German, remember. Schnitz with Stutz. Oh, Aaron, you need help. You seriously need some help.
Nope.
Yeah, sorry, I'll let you touch. I don't know,
I don't know what's going on anymore.
What is this? I think wrong. All right. Did you pick your guest? Did you pick it?
No, I'll let you go first since you're the host of the show today.
All right. So Dubois gets 1. I agree. And it is a 4-2 win for my Winnipeg Jets.
4-2.
Yep.
I'm going to go the opposite. I'm going to go 4-3 Flames. I think Markson is playing really well lately, so it'll be a tight one.
Here we go. All right, listen. Great show on Thursday. Do not miss it. Kurt Browning is in the studio. He's in the house. We're going to really enjoy that. Of course, lots of great stuff coming on Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. There will not be an official Gouche Live as we're making some changes featuring Paul Rosen. We're making some changes. We're cleaning it up. We're coming back bigger and better. We're going to have fan activities, fan engagement. You guys are actually going to be the hosts sometimes. You're going to be able to come out and ask questions to some of our great guests. So we're really excited about making sure that you get everything you want and that you can win fabulous prizes. Tell them, Val.
Yeah, we're putting a few coats of paint on the wall and remodeling our virtual studio, and looking forward to seeing everyone back here on Tuesday, which we relaunch our whole new segment. Goulet. I like that one. Yeah. Aaron is the first guest on the show for sure.
Listen, coming this Tuesday when we relaunch, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, Friday with Fans. We're doing that one every Friday. You are going to be, Bobby B, you're the first one to come on. You are actually going to, once we get our guest, you're going to be able to come on live and ask a question to our fabulous guests. So it's Fabulous Fridays with the Fans.
It works. But I still like Goulet thing better. So
we'll get off that. Final thing, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us on Gouche Live featuring Paul Rosen, brought to you by the good people at the what? at the Hockey News and Sports Illustrated. Our guy, Stephen Ellis, is here Friday to give us an update on where we sit after a quarter of the season gone in the NHL. Who's the winners? Who's the losers? What's the biggest moment? Is it Hextall and Burke going to the Pittsburgh Penguins, or is it Dubois and Liney, or is it the Montreal Canadiens fast start, or is it that super duo Marner and Matthews, or is it the
Torts Liney feud?
No, Edmonton Oilers.
Yeah,
of course, with McDavid and our good buddy
Leon.
All right, listen. First guest on our new show is Graham Roustan, Executive Director of the Hockey News. He will be my first guest. Can you believe it? He will be our first guest for our new look, and we're so excited. He knows everything and anything about the hockey business. We'll ask him, what has COVID meant to the hockey industry? What has it meant to the way we present hockey and sport all across the world? So I'm really excited about that. And the final comment is, looking forward to your new format. You're going to love it. Hey, listen, Poulet with Goulet got to be better than Kool-Aid with Goulet. He's terrible. I don't like that. Bobby B, you're in, kid. Aaron Kuzak, I was going to get you on the show next week. AH with Aaron. You guys fill in the letters. Gooch loves his chickens. It's a perfect match. All right. Thank you, Val. You've done a great job as usual. We will see you tomorrow on Gooch Live, featuring Paul Rosen, bringing you the hockey news and Sports Illustrated like no other, and Paramount Sports Management. Thanks, Val.
Good night, everyone.
Let's play some